when I'm traveling on a road or when I go up the terrace, we'll see something beautiful and very nice that "Arey, manchi photo this బాగుంటుంది."
Yeah.
But when you go and stand or you capture, it comes like shit.
Are you shooting on a phone?
On phone, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, the issue is because phones have like software which is automating the process of making an image. Making an image is especially exposing an image, right? So that is the amount of light you are allowing your sensor to capture. So if you use instead of using the raw camera app, if you are using one of the other apps which allow you to control these different ways of controlling the exposure, you can get a really good picture in your phone. Like you can get exactly what you see.
What you see with the naked eye.
You see.
Because most of the time it never matches the naked eye.
Mostly because the software is doing its own thinking, and you would want to avoid that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting using the pro mode, like phones nowadays.
Yeah, pro mode, or like there are a lot of like Blackmagic has their own app, camera app, which is a great app. It can control everything, moment, and there's so many apps which give you like access. Any app which gives you like exposure controls and white balance controls. If you know that, then you can get whatever you see. You can get that. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very easy thing to learn. To be honest.
Oh, when it comes to extending from that, editing a pic. Suppose I can capture a good pic, but adjusting with the colors and contrast and brightness and all, will that contest to a good photography, good photograph, or edited pic? If it looks better, is that going to be a good photograph?
That depends on what you want, no? Like for example, a good and a bad of an image as a creator, you contribute to it. As a viewer also, the viewer is contributing to deciding whether the image is good and bad, right? So edit is often like a way to come closer to your vision of what you feel might be the right way to treat that image. That is the philosophical take on edit. So unlike in cinema, like you have a time element. So you're always using time as a factor to tell your story. But in still image, you don't have the factor of time. All images, there is nothing before and after. Right? Image doesn't have that. People have to make up the before and after. The problem we right now faces with like example Instagram, right? Instagram, you have like probably like a 0.03 seconds to engage with the image and decide whether you like it or not. So what this forced people is like you now have a very oversaturated, over punched up editing, mainly because it is a attention grabbing reflex or mechanism for artists to engage with the image, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean they will remember it for a long time. As a photographer, as any artist, the goal is like how can you make sure people remember or recollect your image after a long time. So it has to stand the time. It should not look tacky after like a year or 2 years and you're like, oh shit, what was I shooting back then?
Yeah.
That at least that is the hope. We always hope that the images don't suck over time.
No, because if you remember when Instagram newly came, you scroll down to people's profiles right at the bottom, 2013-14. All the images are the same.
Yeah.
Like they're all oversaturated and they all have that like sepia tint to them.
The filters.
Some filters.
Yeah.
So also one more doubt is,